Hey guys, this is Mike, the Detroit Borg, with a look at the SwitchEasy Avant-Garde series. Now the Avant-Garde series is actually a set of 4 cases: the Blossom, the Chateau, the Clockwork, and the Plank. Now they're all part of this series of cases. They all cost $34.99, and they're kind of interesting. They're certainly very stylish and unique cases. They're known for this sort of see-through or this sort of perforated design, so you can actually see through the case to the phone. And we'll talk about that once we get it onto the phone, so we can take a look at that. But one of the great things about them is that there are 4 case designs, but they're also available in different colors. Now, the Clockwork is available in metallic tones. So we have a silver version and there's a bronze version, which is kind of interesting. So I went with the silver version, which I think is probably going to be one of their more popular case designs. Now let's take a look at what we get with the SwitchEasy case. So we get 2 screen protectors, 2 headphone and dock connector protectors, and a microfiber wipe. Now what we're not seeing here is that video stand, which I don't really care about, but we don't get a universal dock adapter like we do with other SwitchEasy cases, so that's kind of a drawback for me, and I think that's unfortunate, but maybe it's understandable. With 4 different case designs, it's not possible to accommodate all of them. So anyway, let's take a look to see what we get. And here is the phone case, and you can see that all the accessories are actually in this little packaging. Now this is a 2-piece slider design, so the back just slides off. So that's where your phone will go. Right now they keep our accessories in here. So we have the microfiber cloth. We have those dock connector protectors and the headphone plugs. We also have, it looks like, an application card for installing those screen protectors. We got a little instruction booklet. And those are the screen protectors. Now taking a look at the 2 pieces of this case, you can see the back plate actually has these cut-throughs or cutouts, so you can see the phone right through the case. That adds to the uniqueness of the case, but certainly it also provides an opportunity for dust and grit to get between the case and the phone, which is not necessarily ideal for a lot of people, but it's something to consider if you're not too concerned about it. Certainly adds some protection, but maybe not the best protection possible. Now the Blossom and the Chateau cases also have this similar design, but it appears that the Plank case is just one solid piece. So if you're concerned about that, maybe you want to take a look at the Plank case. But these are hard plastic. These are very rigid plastic. Same with the frame. So the frame is pretty stiff. It is a little flexible, but it's definitely hard plastic. The inside of the case is also hard plastic. Now, because this is a rigid case, there are just these cutouts for the buttons and the ports. So there is nothing covering the buttons and ports here. And of course, since these are recessed, this does sort of make the buttons fall flush to the case, which makes them a little harder to operate. Now, I find the best way to install the phone is to install the side with the sleep-wake button area first, and then sort of work the side buttons over the ledge. And then the bottom of the phone just drops into place. Now the back of the case essentially slides on, and you can see these rails on either side which match with grooves on the frame of the case, and you just have to sort of line these up, and it slides right on, snaps into place. Now taking this case on and off is pretty easy. Basically you want to grip the phone and sort of push it down, and it slides right down. Very easy, and the phone just sort of pops out, and you probably want to pop out the bottom first, because you don't want to sort of force the buttons against the opening of the frame. There you go. Now with our case on, we can take a look around, and the first thing you'll notice is the dimensionality of this case. Certainly adds a lot of texture and interest to the phone. So when you put this to your phone, it's definitely going to stand out. And as you can see the phone right through these cutouts of the case, and maybe it would stand out better if you had a black phone, because that white sort of blends in with the silver of the phone. And speaking of the silver, you can see it has that nice metallic paint job which sort of reflects the light. Certainly when you put this to your ear, it's definitely going to stand out. Now looking at the basics, so we have a cutout for a camera end flash with this black bezel to mitigate glare. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that well, so I still get glare with the camera. So you can see when I take a photo with the case on or the case off, you still get that annoying glare. So unfortunately you need an even larger cutout to get rid of that. Along the side we have the SwitchEasy logo. On the top we have a cutout for the sleep-wake button, which is recessed, which sort of makes it harder to feel for. And we also have an ample cutout for the headphone and noise cancellation microphone. On the side we have an ample cutout for the sleep-wake button, which works very well. There's plenty of room to operate it. And then we have the cutouts for the volume controls, which unfortunately are a little tight. It's hard to feel for them through this case, and you have to push a little harder to operate them through the small cutout of the case. And on the bottom we have cutouts for the microphone and speaker, as well as the dock connector. Now on the front we have an ample bezel for a lay-on table design, so you can can lay this on your table without the glass touching the surface, so you can keep that nice and scratch free. Now taking a quick look at these accessories, you can see this dock protector just sort of snaps into place and protects the dock from accumulating dust and dirt or water. And you can see it sort of matches the case, not exactly, it's just a gray plastic, doesn't have that same metallic finish. It's the same story with the headphone jack protector. Again, it covers the headphone jack port, but leaves the noise cancellation microphone free. But again, the plastic is just a gray plastic, it doesn't have the metallic finish. Now this case doesn't feel that comfortable to hold. Certainly it's a rigid plastic with this sort of angular design. The edge is pretty sharp along the edge, so when you grip it you really feel that sharp edge. So I wouldn't say it's very comfortable to hold, but that's certainly a trade-off in terms of having this design. And of course it is a rigid plastic, and I'm not sure how this plastic will wear over time. If you drop this plastic because it's painted, it will likely chip and show the material underneath. Now another drawback to these two-piece case designs is that they sort of creak and move around when you grip them, so you can actually feel the two pieces sort of sliding around. It's not too bad, this case feels pretty rigid, but you do feel some movement and some sort of creaking and snapping when you push on it. Now while I think the case is very interesting in terms of its design, it's certainly a conversation piece and you will be asked about this often every time you break it out. But it's not the best case in terms of providing protection, and at $34.99 it's pretty expensive. This really is a case you buy for its design. Now it does provide some protection, again it has excellent lay-on table design, but it doesn't provide a lot of shock protection because it is a rigid plastic. And what concerns me most is this perforated design. While the case is easy to take apart, I would prefer not to allow dust and dirt to get in there. And because we're dealing with hard plastics, any dust and dirt that gets in there sort of stuck between the phone and the case. And so if there's any movement between the case and the phone, that will cause some damage to the phone. So I prefer to see a soft liner or a softer plastic wrapping the phone. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. What do you think about this case? Do you like it? Do you have it? Are you going to pick one up? Let me know in the comment section below. Really look forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.